Hi there, welcome to Two Birds. I'm Fiona. Welcome back if you are joining me again. Today's class is a 60-minute Vinyasa flow class. It's part 7 of the on and off the mat series of classes. And in practice today, we explore what Patanjali describes as the goal of yoga, attaining mastery over the fluctuations of the mind, or Chitta. The class includes an opening explanation of the sutra along with a mindfulness meditation. So you'll be sitting for about 5 minutes, and then we have a movement practice, which is a meditative slow flow with minimal cues, and then we close practice with a very calming pranayama and longer shavasana. If you like practicing with props, you may wish to have 2 blocks along for your lunges and a blanket along for comfort. And if you are enjoying the classes and you'd like to support me creating and posting each week, I'm on Patreon. All the details are in the description below. I really hope you enjoy your practice. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. And begin your practice coming into your comfortable seat, propping yourself on the edge of a blanket or a cushion to bring a sense of ease and steadiness to your posture. Invite your spine to rise tall from the ground of your pelvis, and then draw your chin slightly in and down to allow the back of your neck to lengthen. Sealing your eyes closed or taking a soft gaze down the tip of your nose. And allow yourself to become fully present. Just be here as you are, no strain or force. Landing your awareness softly in your body. Release and relax all the muscles not needed to hold your posture. Inviting your shoulders to soften down, your jaw to loosen. Start to feel your breath move with ease before you start to influence it or change it. Feeling a gentle expansion across your back as you inhale, and then slow exhales falling into your belly. And then when you have a sense of your breath, begin to deepen it. Breathe a fuller, slow breath into your belly, your ribs, your chest. Pause, top of the inhale, just noticing the feeling of fullness. And then exhale slow. In today's practice, we focus on what Patanjali describes as the goal of yoga. In Yoga Sutra 1.2, it states, Yogash, Chitta, vritti, Nirodha, which translates to yoga is the stilling of the modifications of the mind. He emphasizes the very foundation of yoga is not to restrain or confine your mind, but to calm the vrittis, the mind's roving fluctuations or chatter. In fact, most of Patanjali's sutras focus on how to do this and very little on asana or the physical practice. His greatest interest was in meditation and the use of the mind to know itself, and the rest of the sutras basically elaborate on how to do this. So cultivating a stable and focused mind is really at the very core of a yoga practice. For the next few minutes, we'll practice a mindfulness technique that can be helpful for developing a greater understanding of your thoughts, emotions, bodily sensations, and ultimately calm the fluctuations of your mind. In this practice, we recognize that our minds are in fact designed to move, that in all meditation we'll experience disturbances. So rather than trying to blank the mind, we bring awareness to the different mental and physical experiences that arise and we label them. So we anchor our attention to our breath as the main object of our attention. We follow its easy rise and gentle fall. Then, if a thought drifts into your field of awareness, simply mentally note or label it as thinking or planning, and then return to your breath. So applying this to all the phenomena that come to disturb you, practicing labeling it. So it could be thinking, it could be sensation for any physical disturbance, or feeling for any emotions that may bubble up. And without getting caught up in them or trying to change them, just simply noticing, labeling, and returning to your breath. I'm practicing this now just for the next minute. And gently now transitioning back. Take one more breath in, one more breath out. Lower your chin toward your chest, bring your hands to prayer, Anjali Mudra, the center of your chest. Take a moment to set an intention for your practice, perhaps emphasizing focus or inner stillness or cultivating more mindfulness. Bringing a sense of purpose to your practice ahead. Blinking your eyes open, clearing your gaze, and make your way into a child's pose at the back of your mat. Place your knees about hips width apart, lay your torso over your thighs. Reach your arms forward, broadening your hands into the mat. And as you begin to move and breathe through your practice, continue to anchor your attention to your breath, recognizing any disturbances to that rhythm as just that, disturbances, labeling them, and just letting them pass. Gliding up onto all fours, and then start to draw a figure 8 with your upper body, leaning out into your side ribs, your hips, and letting your head gently move with the rest of your spine. And inviting the breath to follow the pattern of your movement. Reverse your figure 8 now. And then meet me in a neutral spine. Take 3 rounds of cat and cow, arching, and round and curl. Making your way back to center, moving into Anahatasana. Walk your hands forward, keep your hips stationed over your knees. Bow your head toward the floor. Take a few slow, steady breaths. Reminding yourself, I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Take a soft gaze forward and then lower yourself down onto your belly for Sphinx pose. Walk onto your forearms, stretch your legs back to the edge of your toes. Then lift your ribs forward and up, take your shoulders back, and find a mild, comfortable arch through your spine. Warming your back body up now, slower down toward the floor. Take your hands by your ribs and we'll seesaw between locust and cobra. Keep your head and hands low, raise just your legs, half locust, and then land your feet and lift your chest for cobra. Once more, between the two, head low, locust legs, land your feet and lift your chest for cobra. Lower and press back to a child's pose. Take your buttocks to your heels. Just pause and decompress through your low back with another full breath in and a complete breath out. Coming up onto all fours, tuck your toes and press back to a downward facing dog. Pedal and stretch, move and sway, making any movements, small or large, to open into the back of your body. And then settle into a place of stillness. Keep circulating your mind back to your breath, loosening the grip of any mental chatter. Soft knees now, forward gaze. Travel lightly to the top of your mat. Gap your feet, hips width apart, hold opposite elbows, and fold gently over bent knees. Release your hands, dangle your arms, and then slowly rise. Come to stand, reach your arms overhead, and then pause, rest your hands to your heart center. Moving through 2 half sun salutes. Breathing in, sweep your arms overhead, feel your palms, your fingers touch. Exhale, softly bend and fold over your legs. Breathe in, lift up halfway. Breathe out, forward fold. Inhale, rise, come to stand, arms sweep overhead. And then exhale, Tadasana. Find your even, steady posture. Inhale, arms overhead. And forward fold on your exhale, matching your movement and breathe together. Inhale, lengthen your chest forward. Fold as you exhale. Rise to stand with your in-breath. Top of the inhale, palms meet. And then exhale, a moment of pause, hands to prayer. Flowing through 2 rounds of Surya Namaskar A now with our locust cobra combo. I'll guide you through 1 round, then flowing at your own pace, listening to your breath, your body, there's no rush. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. Breathe in, lengthen your heart forward. Breathe out, step to plank pose and pause. Just for a moment, greet your shape, take a breath. And then lower to your belly, knees or no knees. Keep your head low. As you arrive, raise just your legs, locust. Lower your legs and lift your chest, cobra. Lower slow and press back to child's pose. Empty your lungs, buttocks to your heels, and then all fours, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Each breath connecting you deeper into your own presence, the felt experience of your breath. At the end of your 5th breath, float forward to the top of your mat for another cycle. Open and fold, and then come to stand, arms overhead. Lower your hands to your heart center, Tadasana. One more round in your own time. And we'll all meet up in downward facing dog for 5 breaths. Using this technique we developed at the start of the class to address any distractions. So you're abiding in the relaxing peacefulness between any distractions, the feeling tone of your breath. At the end of your exhale, eyes forward and step lightly to the top of your mat. Lengthen up halfway, fold with your out-breath, rise, come to stand, grow long, and then hands to prayer. On your inhale, sweep your arms overhead, then forward fold over your legs for Uttanasana. Inhale, open your chest forward. Exhale now, step your right foot back for low lunge, soften your right knee to the floor. Stay low on your fingertips, take a breath, curl your heart up. And then exhale, half splits, rock your weight back and work towards straightening your left leg. Go between the two on the wave of a slow breath, lunge, and straighten. Once more. And then holding in the half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Just notice your posture, see if you can open your collarbones wide so you're not crowding your chest. Follow your breath. One more breath in. And then exhale, re-lunge your left knee and step back, downward facing dog. A half flow now, inhale, ripple forward to a plank pose, pause, and then exhale, wave back to your downward facing dog. 3 breaths. On your inhale, raise your right leg up and back, down dog splits. Slower exhale, step your right foot to your hands for runner's lunge. Pause on your fingertips, take a full breath. Exhale and twist, land your left palm flush, raise your right hand toward the ceiling. Turning your belly, your ribs, your chest to your right, chin toward your right shoulder. Now lower and point your right hand toward the back of your mat, tap your left knee down to the floor. You're looking back, And then on an exhale, semicircle your right hand forward to the floor for pyramid variation. So lift your left knee, straighten both your legs and fold. Move between the two. Inhale, low lunge and twist. Sweep your right hand back. And then exhale, windmill your right hand forward, lift, straighten your legs. Once more, inhale. Exhale, pyramid. We're going to hold here, and you might like to shorten your stance, ground and anchor your left heel. And either place a little bend in your left knee if this shape challenges your hamstrings, or for more challenge, dig your right heel into the mat, raise your right toes, and take 3 more slow breaths. Walk your fingertips forward, a light bend in your right knee. Just step up, top of the mat. From here, open and fold with your breath. Come to stand, sweep your arms overhead. And pause, hands to prayer at your heart. Again, left side, same pace. Inhale, arms overhead. Forward fold as you breathe out. Breathe in, stretch your heart forward, look forward. And then step your left foot back, low lunge, left knee to the floor. On the fingertips, take a breath. Exhale, half splits. Work towards straightening your right leg. Between the two now, with your breath, inhale, lunge. Exhale, straighten any amount. Once more, lunge forward. And breathe out, half splits, holding here. Checking in with the quality of your attention. Tuning into the space between any distractions. One more breath in. Exhale, re-lunge your right knee and step back quietly, downward facing dog. Half flow, inhale, forward plank pose. Exhale, wave back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. On your inhale, raise your left leg up and back, down dog splits. Exhale, slow, step your left foot to your hands for runner's lunge. Take a full breath in on the fingertips. And then exhale and twist. Right hand stays down, left hand toward the ceiling, revolving to left. Lower and point your left hand to the back of your mat. Soften your right knee down to the floor, looking back. And then on your exhale, semicircle your left hand forward to the floor for pyramid. Lift and straighten your legs. Move between the two. Inhale, low lunge twist. Look back. Then bring your hand forward. Lift and straighten your legs. Once more, inhale. And exhale, finding your pyramid pose, shortening your stance, landing your back heel to the mat. You can pause here or option to raise the left toes from the floor, digging your heel down. Just mindfully following the rise and fall of each breath. Little bend in the front knee, walk your fingertips forward and step up to the top of your space. Ardha Uttanasana, opening up. Uttanasana, folding in. Rise tall, come to stand, sweep your arms overhead, hands to prayer at the center of your chest. Moving into Prasarita Padottanasana A, hands to your hips and step your right foot back, a really long stride, turn and face the long edge of your mat. Angle your heels out, your toes in. Take a wide breath in, puff your chest, and then exhale, fold between your legs. An option to run your hands down your legs or rest your hands to the floor under your shoulders. Intuitively accommodating your own body here, so bending your knees if you feel like your hamstrings are blocking you, or exploring a narrower stance if this posture feels comfortable for you. And in that case, using your hands to press the floor away, so you use that ground reaction force to open your chest and move your shoulder blades toward your hips. Just settle and hold, deepen your breath. You might notice the more you practice returning your attention again and again to your breath, you'll discover larger spaces between any disturbances. You become more aware of those thoughts, sensations, feelings. You recognize them as just an energetic phenomenon passing through the space of your mind. We'll move into temple pose, move your heels in, point the toes out, rise slowly, come upright, knees bent, and hands to the top of your thighs. Finding your balance, you can boogie your feet a little side to side. And then dip your right shoulder forward and then sway side to side a few times. And switch. Bring your left shoulder forward and sway. And then come back to center, straighten your legs, reach your arms overhead, 5-point star. And on your exhale, return to temple pose. Rebend your knees and take eagle arms. Wrap your right arm over, your left arm under. Prayer your hands or catch opposite shoulders for a hug as an alternative. And then keep the legs low, fold halfway forward. Now breathing across the dome of your ribs, steady and smooth. Come all the way back up, open into triangle pose to your left, the front of your mat. And listening to your own internal rhythm of breath, allowing the frequency and the quality of your breath to inform your adjustment so you're comfortable to hold and abide in the shape you've made. Reach your right arm overhead, send the gaze down, and then land softly in a low lunge. This time, as you steady, float your arms overhead, and on an exhale, take your hands behind your back and interlace your fingers. Squeeze the shoulder blades toward the midline of your back, breathing into the space of your chest. Either stay here or option to raise your left heel, sending a little bit more sensation into the front of your right thigh. Take 2 more slow breaths. Releasing now, hands to the floor. Step back to plank pose on your inhale and lower to your belly on your exhale. Just pause here, take your right forearm forward, parallel with the top of your mat, and then bend your right knee, then reach your left hand back and hold on to your right foot. If that's not available, just reach back in that direction with that intention. If you do have a hold, option to raise your right thigh. Just pause right where you are. Follow your next breath in Your next breath out. Take one more cycle of breath. Releasing, press back to a child's pose. Place your knees wide as you go. Aim your buttocks for your heels. Keep your arms reaching forward. Take a moment to pause, a breath to feel and soften. And then walk your hands back in toward you. Close your knees in and come to kneel upright. Or you can come into a high kneeling position, hips above the knees if it bothers your knees. Moving through a swaying camel and rabbit together now. We'll take the right hand to your right ankle or the small of your back if you're a little more elevated. Then reach your left arm up toward the ceiling. And as you breathe in, lift and press your hips forward any amount. Soften your gaze down over your right shoulder. Just feeling for a mild back bend. On your exhale, lower your seat and switch sides. Left hand down, right hand goes high. Lift and press your hips forward. And then exhale, take a seat. Dance between the two, flowing with your breath now. One more each side. And then landing softly, folding forward into a child's pose, arms back alongside your body. Connecting your hands to your heels, moving into rabbit pose, softening the crown of your head to the floor and drawing your forehead in close toward your knees. On an inhale, lift your hips, holding onto your heels tightly, rolling onto the crown of your head. Just pause and breathe here. Slowly in, slowly out, meeting any distractions as the neutral observer, labeling whatever arises and flows through your mind space, returning to your breath. And remember that noticing your experiences is a positive sign. Every time you notice and redirect your awareness back to your breath, you're changing the habit of being lost and training your mind. Slowly now reversing your way back out of the posture, lowering your seat. Slide your forehead back to the floor for child's pose. And then reaching your arms forward. Take the next few breaths to return to downward facing dog. We'll cycle through our final standing flow, opposite side. When you're ready, step your right foot forward to your hands. Walk a quarter turn to your left for wide-legged fold. Fingertips to the floor, lengthen on your inhale, chest forward. Fold with your out-breath. Option to take your peace fingers, your thumbs around your big toes if that's available, or just remain right where you are. Take 5 breaths, quiet and slow. Transitioning into temple pose, heels in, toes turn out, rise slowly upright. Bring your hands to the top of your thighs. And this time we'll just flow, dip your right shoulder forward, look out over the left shoulder, and then switch, left shoulder forward, turn your gaze to your right. Once more each way. Then come back to center, straighten your legs, reach your arms overhead, 5-point star. And then exhale, return to temple, eagle arms, left arm over, your right arm under, your version. Take a breath in and a breath out, round and fold halfway forward. Pressing actively into your outer heels, hug your hips in. Next inhale, come all the way up, open into triangle pose to your right. And landing here for a few steady breaths. Feeling your feet into the mat, pushing down where you touch down. So you have a sense of lightness and ease in your shape. Reach your left arm overhead, gaze down, and land in a low lunge. Settle your left knee to the floor. Sweep the arms overhead by your ears, and then hands behind your back and interlace your fingers. Pausing here, opening into the space of your chest, your heart. An option to raise your right heel, sending a little bit more sensation into the front of your left thigh. 2 more slow breaths. Releasing now, hands to the floor. Step back to plank pose on your inhale. Lower to your belly on your exhale. This time, place your left forearm parallel, top of the mat. Bend your left knee. Reach back, connect your right hand with your left foot or in that direction. Option to add on, raise your left thigh or just pause and breathe wherever you're at. 1 more cycle of breath in and out. Pressing back to a child's pose. Place your knees really wide, buttocks to the heels, arms reaching forward. Moving into a twist, lift up a little ways and thread your right arm now underneath your left. Rest softly on your right shoulder, right side cheek. Follow the steady stream of your breath. And for every disturbance the mind experiences, we've got a choice of how we relate to it. So thinking, sensations, emotions are all energy and motion. They're not inherently good or bad, but they are meant to move and dissipate. It's when we choose to hold on to them that can affect our peace, our prana, and can have a negative effect on our body and mind. So just labeling these experiences as they arise, we cultivate mindfulness, a non-reactive attitude, and we also gain insight into the patterns of our mind. Gently unravel here from your twist and change sides. And when we see all these experiences as energy, we can begin to unhook ourselves. We can experience more space between our thoughts, our emotions, and we can begin to discern which experiences are productive and those which are perhaps repetitive or stale, because they only gain momentum if you give them energy. Unwinding from your twist now and return to your downward facing dog if you'd like. Take a slow vinyasa to reset. Moving through that now. And we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Moving into a pigeon pose on the right side. Placing your right knee to the back of your right hand. And either stagger your legs now into a letter Z or straighten your left leg out behind you for pigeon pose. And if either of those options bother your knees, you can come onto your back and take a figure 4 stretch. If you're with me, just easing your way forward, softening the front of your left hip down toward the floor, finding balance across your hips, finding peace and surrender now, following your breath here for the next minute. And as you're ready, walking your hands back in toward you, sitting down on your right buttocks and sweep your left leg forward. And we'll sit with our legs crossed, reach your right arm out at shoulder height, turn your right thumb down, and then swim your right hand behind your back and up between your shoulder blades or toward that direction, any amount. Reach your left arm up toward the ceiling. Then take your left arm over your head. Take a hold of your right ear and ease your left ear over to your left shoulder. So sitting tall, breathing deep and slow, lengthening into the right side of your neck. And gently release, unwind, make your way back into downward facing dog. Transitioning into left side pigeon pose as you're ready, no rushing or slumping. Trying to place yourself on purpose, breathing intentionally and settling in for the next minute. And walking your hands back in, sitting down on your left buttocks, bringing your right leg forward to cross your legs. Reach your left arm out at shoulder height, turn your thumb down, swim your left hand behind your back and up between the shoulder blades. So the back of your hand rests on your spine, right arm up toward the ceiling. Then right arm over your head, take your right hand to your left ear. Ease your right ear over to your right shoulder, breathing into the space along the left side of your neck. And release. Extend both legs forward, give them a little bounce and a shake, and take one last forward fold here, Paschimottanasana. Sitting evenly on your buttocks, back of your legs pressing into the mat, or a little bend in the knees to accommodate your hammies. Breathe your arms up by your ears. And then take the next few breaths to fold forward incrementally, just using your breath as your guide. Just keeping your chest open so you're not crowding your chest by rounding your spine. Then walking your hands back in and making your way into a comfortable cross-legged seat for a final pranayama together, then shavasana. You might like to gather some additional layers to keep yourself warm, a prop under your buttocks to make yourself comfortable and upright. Practicing 6 rounds of Nadi Shodhana alternative nostril breathing to seal your practice and calm any momentum you may still feel, so you can settle into a state of restful alertness. Just noticing your natural spontaneous breath now. Take your right hand over the front of your face, index and middle finger to the space between your eyebrows, your thumb to your right nostril, ring and little finger to your left nostril. And wherever you're at in your breathing cycle, empty your lungs. Gently close your right nostril, breathe in through the left nostril, pause for a moment. Close the left nostril, exhale through the right nostril. Breathe in right side, pause, close the right, exhale, left side. That completes one round. Inhale left side, pause, exhale right. Breathe in right side, pause, exhale left. Continue on at your own pace, 4 more cycles. And completing your practice, you'll breathe out on the left side, gently releasing your hand, and just stay for a few breaths, perhaps eyes closed or soft gaze. Enjoying the freedom of your breath now through both nostrils, and simply abiding in the calm you've created through your practice. And with as little disruption, allowing yourself to rest now, setting up for shavasana. Encouraging your body to relax and open into the space around you. Opening the palms toward the ceiling, letting your feet fall out. And I'll be back to guide you back in 5 minutes. And very slowly now transitioning back. Breathing your body more awake and more alert. Bringing some movement to your fingers and your toes. Bending your knees, take your feet to the floor. And then as you're ready, ease your way over to your right side. Just pause. Take one last rest. And then press your way back up to sit. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to leave you with a quote from meditation teacher Joseph Goldstein. Awakening comes in short moments many times. Each short moment of noticing is a moment of awakening. I hope you're feeling very peaceful and present, and enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.